and welcome back to another video. I think I fixed my audio issues, or if I haven't, then I have to speak this loud. It's not great. I just woke up. I had intent to record a different video, so you get sort of my morning voice, which I shouldn't be belting out loud. But yeah. If you want to see the redesign of the character that I'm going to be drawing, I suggest you to check out this info card here. But if you don't mind spoilers, and you're still here, then we're getting into this video. Hello and welcome back. It's a speed painting of a character that I redesigned. I did a small concept piece, but now this is like the full-blown concept piece, because I wasn't really pleased with the style that I initially had. It's not a bad style. It's also another proof of brush theory, but also it's just because, how do I say this? It's just not the right aesthetic for this character, you know? When you want to draw concept pieces or something, you want there to be a feeling, and the feeling that the initial drawing gave just didn't match up with the feeling that a god persona should have. Now, I feel like I need to explain something. So, initially, this belonged to an Instagram trend, I think like a year, 2 years ago, where artists got to draw themselves as gods, like their god persona. I hope that doesn't trigger someone. But yeah, so like with that in mind, I drew a god persona. I didn't love it, but it was for the trend and I was rushed for time. So I was like, okay, well, it is what it is. Move on. Fast forward to, I think, last month, I redesigned this character because there was another Instagram trend where it's like the, meow, and then the, I told you we needed more glitter. So it was that situation, and I was going to do a piece from, like, last year, or, like, the first piece of this year. I don't remember where it is in the timeline. And then do, like, this god persona type thing, because I thought it'd be really cool as a contrast, but I really liked the other piece, and I was like, I don't know. I feel, like, too proud to have this, like, be put down. So I was like, okay, well, I won't use the god persona for this, but I still want to redesign it. So I did redesign it, and I did the concept piece for it, but I didn't like the concept piece for it, and that's why we are here doing this. Yeah, so that's why I'm also spending a lot of time, just because I wasn't happy with the end result, and I knew that I could do better. So, yeah. I say so, yeah, way too often, and I need to stop, and I need to say, but, a little less, too. Unless it's the, Anyways, so I am here now, and I'm talking to you guys. I'm a bit closer to the mic, so hopefully this helps the situation. My morning voice is just not great. But anyways, try to clear that out. But yeah, there it is again. So I did this piece. I think it only took like 3 or so hours, but that's also not telling you the gritty details. So I actually attempted this beforehand, doing it all digitally, and this is without thumbnailing traditionally, and it's without doing like a sketch. But I wasn't happy with it. It just wasn't rendering it out well, and I didn't know what to do about it, so I left it on the back burner for a little bit. And then I was like, maybe I just need to do it traditionally. And clearly I need to go back to the drawing board or learn the basics of actually doing digital art. So that's something that I'll also cover in this voiceover. But basically, I just put it off to the side, and then I was doing some sketches, and I was like, man, I need to fill out my sketchbook anyways. Might as well do some spreads with this persona. So I did some spreads, and then I did some thumbnailing to think about what did I want from this. And yeah, that is when I came up with this sketch here. And I thought I could probably use this to do the digital rendering and the concept art. And that is what I do. So I took the picture, I moved it to Medibang as you saw, and then I started rendering it out. Now, this moment sort of solidified that I needed to go back to the very basics for digital art specifically, and then for technical things like anatomy and whatnot, I could do traditionally and then also do it digitally as well. So that's something for the future me to decide. But yeah, I just need to go back to the basics of learning how to render things digitally. Now, it's not a bad thing, and I feel like this is an important lesson for artists to learn, is to not really compare yourself to other artists, especially when you're starting to grow out, or when you're starting out, I guess. When you're starting to grow, when you're starting out, something along those lines. Because you start to get discouraged, because I could say that this piece isn't my favorite, or that it's not the best, or it's not good, and that could be misconstrued as in like, hey, maybe I'm not good enough to be an artist, so let me just stop, because if that's considered bad, then what is this considered? And it's not like about that, it's about sort of self growth and stuff. So when I refer to some piece not being my favorite or something, it's just not my favorite because I either can improve it, and I know I can improve it if I just applied some skills and learning and time to it, or that it's just I've grown and I know that I could do better. Therefore, it's not the best piece that I've produced. And I just think it's important to establish that, because I really don't want to discourage someone into learning art, because it's all about learning and growth. And even I'm still learning, even though it's been like 10 years since I've started doing art, and like another, I think 5-6 years since I've been doing digital art, and I'm still like, I need to improve. So yeah, it's just about the time and dedications that you're choosing to put in to a craft, any craft, to actually do well and get better than it is for like natural skill and talent, whatever that is. But yeah, so like, I just don't want people to feel discouraged, but I think that is something that is a goal of mine this year, is to actually sit down and learn how to render things out digitally and how to draw certain things. So it'll be exciting. And speaking of New Year's goals and stuff, I also have goals for my sketchbook that I'm currently using, which is very exciting. And so far, it's been turning out all right. So yeah, hopefully you guys will be doing a spread with me at some point, and then that way I could talk about a bit more about the goals and whatnot, and just have another chat with you guys. So yeah. I also felt like there's a list of things that I do want to practice with it on top of digital rendering. Rendering faces, clothes, and also more dynamic lighting and color theory. So we're going to start with the very basics because of that. I don't work with a whole lot of color, and I find that when I use references, it's really good, and how things turn out, it turns out very well. It's just that also on top of that, I feel like when I'm looking at a reference, I don't actually learn anything, so I can't really draw things from the top of my head as well as when I look at a reference. And it's good to look at references when you draw, but sometimes when you just want a bit of an easier drawing session, or when you're being told to draw something on demand, and also like there is no reference that exists for it, it's sort of ideal to, have at least a basis that you could work off of at the time. So yeah, those are some things that like I want to work on, like faces and skin tones, and also working like hair. I felt like has been a bit of a weird one. It's been a bit strange in the speed painting. I think I've lost my process a little bit, so I don't know what I've been drawing digitally lately. But yeah, it just didn't feel quite right. And I think the other thing too is also I'm stubborn, and even though I have like Photoshop and whatnot, I'm like, man, if I can't pull this off, then maybe it's the craftsman and not the tools. But yeah, I think I want to see how far I could push Medibang and how much I could get along with it first before I'm like, okay, I'll change programs or something. Because yeah, if I think if I could work with like Medibang, I feel like I could do some really cool things in like Photoshops and other sites and whatnot. So it's just like playing with weaker tools and then getting better tools later if I feel like I need it. I'm sort of a cheap person. I'm not gonna lie. I'm such a cheap person that when it came to doing some Sumi stuff, I just used some old things that I had lying around, and I'm like, it is what it is, because I'm not dropping $100 on something I'm gonna do once. So yeah. If you want to know more about the Sumi thing, I will hopefully be making a video about it, so stay tuned for that if you'd like. But that video feels like it's going to be a long time in production because I have to film a whole lot of things, and it feels like it's going to be very tiring and demanding, and it'll just take a long time. But I also look forward to it because it's something different as well. So it's going to be interesting to put that all together and see what happens with that. Anything else that I need to talk about? Not really. I think this piece is just really cool. Definitely a good start to this year, I think, with the pieces that I've done so far. And yeah. Don't forget, by the way, that you guys can email and maybe DM me on Instagram screenshots of scenes from movies, TV shows, animations, video games, even. I'm thinking, pondering, any visual media basically. Send me a screenshot or two, so then maybe I'll have a choice between the two. If one of them's insanely difficult, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna pass away if I do that. Feel free to send me screenshots of visual medias and keep it appropriate. I swear, if you do not keep it appropriate for me, I might just hunt you down. So yeah, keep it appropriate. But send me those things and I'll draw them in my style, because I think it'd be really cool for like when I'm stuck on what to draw, or what I feel like, yeah, I want to challenge myself to get those screenshots, and then I'll like shout you out and sort of like share it back to you in case. Because here's the thing, I don't like, and no, they're not going to be for sale, and I don't think I'll make it public for everyone in a way, just purely because I don't really like the idea of selling fan. Okay, hear me out. No, you have to hear the whole thing. I don't care that other people sell fan art, because people are usually dedicated to the fandom. And this gives me a crisis all the time, because I'm like, I'm not really a part of any fandoms, and I just don't want to make fan art and sell it because I'm like, I'm not a part of this fandom. I'm just making the thing because I thought the characters looked cool or something. And like, I'll feel guilty about it. And I just feel like it's not something that I want to sell or be known for. So like, if you like fan art and stuff and fans, like, you sell it, I don't mind that. I really don't. I feel like I need to like clarify that now. It's just that personally for me, I just don't want to be known as the person who does fan art, or known as like when I open the shop, I don't want it just to be known for fan art and stuff. And also, I just am not part of any fandoms. So I'd feel really awkward if I'm like, yeah, I'm selling you like this Full Metal Alchemist piece, not a part of the fandom. Haven't watched it since like 2014. So like, yeah. So it's just like, that's how I feel about it. But I think it'd be really cool to do something for the community and to get you guys involved in stuff. But also like, in a way to show appreciation, you know, and I'm sorry if it doesn't turn out very well, but I tried my best. And maybe it's like something that I'll revisit too, right, in the future, because as you've noticed, I like to revisit a lot of old art pieces and whatnot and sort of revamp things and see how much I improved. So yeah, if you want a favorite scene or something from a video game, or even like a splash screen, or something just illustrated in my style, or just want an illustration of it, send me an email. I believe this is it here. And yeah, nothing inappropriate. Just say hi and I will see what I can do for you. And I also think it's a good time to do that now as well, when I have some members that are very involved in the community. And then I also have not too many people paying attention, where I'm going to be overwhelmed with, requests and whatnot. Do I want to include OCs in that? I don't know. I think you could be the better judge of that, whether or not you want to send, like, maybe you have a concept piece of an OC or something that you want to send along. You could do that too. Basically, just any visual media or medium that you want drawn and that are appropriate, feel free to send them my way and I will draw them in my style. And if you want to, I guess you could ask if I want to do, or you could just include. No, I'm just gonna do it digitally. I feel like I need to push myself digitally, and not so much in my pencil medium or traditional mediums. So yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it digitally. So keep that in mind, and keep in mind that this is me just trying new things. So don't be too harsh on me. I'm gonna do my best, though. I'll do my best. I promise. So yeah. I think that's all I want to say, though. I hope you guys enjoyed the speed painting, enjoy the little rant and ramble, and yeah, don't give up on art, unless you find yourself not interested in it. But if you are interested in it, don't worry about comparing yourself with other people, especially when you're starting out, just because we're all at different levels and some people are just more dedicated in the crafts and other people are just sort of kind of talented. But like at the end of the day, it's the hard work that matters. And I think people I've noticed in the community, especially, are more invested in your growth and what you've overcome than what you're just like making at the time, I guess. I don't know how to word that last bit, but it's just like they care more about the growth than, you being a kick-ass artist at the very beginning. So yeah, like my speed paintings from the start, yikes. So yeah. I hope you guys all stay safe, stay hydrated, and stay warm if you're dealing with the cold winter. And I also hope that you guys have a wonderful day. Bye!